it's not uncrackable, guys. Sauti Sol has been massive in Tanzania for the last 10 years plus. Sauti Sol imbe sura yako mzuri mama. Every year nimepiga show Dar es Salaam na imekuanga tu bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I would say they are rediscovering me as an artist though, because I'm now going there as BN and not as Sauti Sol. I've done massive shows in Dar.
Interesting.
They exist. Sauti Sol has always been loved in Dar es Salaam. There's no time Tanzania has not loved my music. Have they always loved Kenyan music? I don't know, man. You know, I agree with you. There's a time there was a lot of us going there, and then it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's very logical that our neighbors would listen to our music. We love their music.
Yes,
but I'm honored.
Yeah.
That people in Tanzania feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tanzania, kama when mbongo na watch.
Yeah.
Tuko America mazi kama on hiyo show.
Yes. You cracked the Tanzanian market. And I don't even know if cracked is the right word, because we have very respected, celebrated producers and people in the music industry talking about BN in Tanzania on Tanzanian platforms. Your market for a long time, there was a time when Kenyans used to do a lot of shows in TZ back in the day. Skuzakina Isa, you know, like before now Bongo Flava, you know, started shooting up. A lot of Kenyans used to go tour in Tanzania, but kuna time ilifika ni kama, you know, Bongo Flava picked up and Kenyan artists were not going there so much. Tumekuona juzi during the awards performing live, like everyone was talking about BN. So what is it that maybe you did differently that has made Tanzanians very endeared to BN? We have a Tanzanian here in the studio. Ni producer wetu hapa pia, na pia atakuja seme moja mawili. Najua pendi kuja kwa mic ndani ya OneMicShow, but atakuja seme moja mawili. But what exactly is it that that made you crack what seemed completely uncrackable?
It's not uncrackable, guys. Sauti Sol has been massive in Tanzania for the last 10 years plus. Sauti Sol imbe sura yako mzuri mama. Every year nimepiga show Dar es Salaam na imekuanga tu bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I would say they are rediscovering me as an artist though, because I'm now going there as BN and not as
Sauti Sol.
I've done massive shows in Dar.
Interesting.
They exist. Sauti Sol has always been loved in Dar es Salaam. There's no time Tanzania has not loved my music. Have they always loved Kenyan music? I don't know, man. You know, I agree with you. There's a time there was a lot of us going there, and then it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's very logical that our neighbors would listen to our music. We love their music.
Yes.
We love Tanzanian music.
Yeah, we sure
drink it.
Yeah,
we do.
So it's a big honor though that they really put me up there, because Tanzania is a great country for art.
Yeah.
Like, look at their industry. So na feel yani ni heshima kubwa sana yani. Watizidi kunieka huko juu kwenye amenieka.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Kwanza ile collab ulifanya na Mario.
But also collaboration is a big.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I really have, you know, guys, in 2015 tulikuwa tunapanda 2015 2013 tulikuwa tunapanda basi tuna Dar es Salaam kufanya media.
Interesting.
Hizo ndio vitu watu wanaona saa hii.
Wanaona results hizi.
Yeah. Lakini tulikuwa tunaenda TZ kufanya tu media tour. Tunaenda tunaingia clouds, unatoka clouds unaingia EFM.
Unaingia Wasafi FM. Nimeona interviews zenyu. Yeah.
And I've done that for years until I become a familiar face, and then I collaborate with them.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do with a market, I think that's the right way.
Yeah. And you know, kwanza hiyo collab ulifanya na Mario.
Exactly.
Hiyo ya Mikocheni.
Yeah, Mario, shout out to Mario, is my brother, man.
Yeah.
Like, putting me on that song also has changed a lot of things in my career. You know, because kama BN mi sahi nimeanza career, nimeanza maisha upya.
Yeah.
Na it's a big song for me right now.
Yeah, so I mean,
no, hiyo si waga tuna ignore.
We ignore it.
We ignore as we go.
Like clockwork, even during the show, it will go off like that. Like clockwork, tumezoea.
Okay.
But I'm honored.
Yeah.
That people in Tanzania feel that way.
Yeah.
So Tanzania, kama wewe ni mbongo na watch.
Yeah.
Tuko America mazi kama una hiyo show.
Na mimi nataka Bandio njoo hapa kidogo. Najua Bandio hataki kuingia kwa short, but njoo hapa kidogo because Bandio he's he's very specific about sound, of course, when it comes to a studio setup, and also when it comes to music. You know, like he does a lot of sound production work. So it's very specific, especially on mambo za live performances na nini. And he's specifically been talking about you. Well, for so many years, not kuanzia jana majuzi, for so many years before even now, you became big in Tanzania.
Actually,
so bandio.
Vile tour yako iliannouncewa tu hivi.
Yeah.
Mumlete bien kwa studio.
Yeah, that was the first thing that Bandio said.
Mashemeji, you know, my brother is married to a Tanzanian girl, so
okay.
Also shemeji zangu.
Boom.
Siniko nafikiri mashemeji zako ni Wajaluo. Since when sasa tumeenda Bongo bwana boss?
Okay. Nataka niulize kuhusu nini sasa.
Kagera Sugar. Uliza Kagera Sugar kana jua Kagera.
Yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to know. Actually, maswali mawili. Live performances za kwako. That's one thing. That's my dream work, right? Kufanya live, engineer live concert, right? Nafanya in a small scale, lakini wanapenda kusikiliza, uwezo wa kusikiliza kila ala, right? Kila instrument ambayo inacheza, lakini bado ikabalance na music. Alafu kafanya vibing na vitu vingine. So swali ni kwamba process yako ya kuandaa live performance iko vipi? Kwa sababu kuna tofauti katika quality ya muziki. And my question is, ni kwa sababu ya una invest more, you rather put less in your pocket to have a good show? Do you have really good people wanaokwenda kufanya live sound check na instruments na everything? Is this the performance that you invest more in performance with the band? What is it? I mean, walk us through your live performance from the day una land kwenye Trace Award mpaka una perform.
I'll start with my upbringing as a musician and my artist development. Like when I was on the come up, I've always been a live singer. I started singing when I was 6 years old. I'm 37 now.
Huh?
So that's 31 years of me doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So it looks like on stage it looks easy, yeah, because I've done it all my life. But also second, I don't think there's an area I invest more time in terms of my rehearsal, and an area where I invest more money than on my live. Like everybody on stage and everybody on my team, everybody I'm touring with is the best at their game. My tour manager here, Chigo, is just sitting here, but Chigo is Georgia Smith's tour manager.
Huh?
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
you mean we had a celebrity? Hold on, let me check
he's
again.
not a celebrity. He's not a celebrity. He's a
he's a celebrity,
but
he's a
Chigo
celebrity.
is a tour manager for international, a lot of global artists, international acts. He's Omale's tour manager as well.
Okay.
So he finds time to come and be my tour manager. He's the best at his job. He's going to make sure everything that's happening is perfect. Then my sound engineer is almost one of my best friends, Victor. He now lives in LA. So when I'm in America and I'm touring in America, Victor will come and be my sound engineer. And I have, for lights, there's a guy from Hillsong. You know Hillsong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine, the guy who does the lights in Hillsong is Kenyan. So he's the one who's doing lights on my tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to make sure that the experience is the best. And that means my pocket is going to take a hit. I can decide to come with a track. You guys would still be happy. But
Yeah.
Because sometimes people just want to see the artist.
Correct.
Correct. Hapa na track tu niimbe na track ninaimba poa.
Yeah.
Itakuwa much cheaper on me.
Correct.
And I'll make a lot more money. But for what?
Wow.
Yeah, man. And I think my joy is when I give on stage. That's the reason why I live. So that's my process. I rehearse a lot though. Like when you listen to my band is extremely tight. And it's because in Nairobi, in any day when we are not touring, we rehearse. And it's a minimum it's a 4-hour rehearsal, but minimum 2 hours. And it usually starts at 7 a.m. So,
ouch.
Man, ndo iume. This will be 7 a.m.
Ndo mtu alale soba
I just go from 7 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, yes. I go home, I sleep for the rest of the day. I can sleep after I'm in the studio.
So what time are you doing CrossFit?
CrossFit, after I do rehearsal, I go to the gym. Then napiga CrossFit hapo sahi.
Kwa hivyo hiyo mazoezi pia ni part of the whole
tour. Yes.
Topless.
Ama dem ndo anabai tikiti. Nyie mbai tikiti.
Kwa topless.
Wanaume tikiti.
Wanaume wanabai drink.
Nyie mnunui tikiti. Nyie mtafanywa mnunue tikiti.
Hiyo ni kweli.
Nyie mnaenda kwenye
Interesting.
Kama toys za McDonald's.
That is so interesting.
So thank you. Kwa sababu nafikiri just kwa wasanii wote wanasikiliza, ukitaka faida hakikisha umeinvest kwenye mtaji
kabisa.
And I think the last person alizungumza this very same thing was DJ Diomi. Hapo kuna zungumzia hapa.
Yeah.
Fanya concert akaondoka hapa, alilend TZ na like $200. Vingine vyote alinvest kwenye equipment and
yes.
Like mwangalia alipo sasa. So
and just investing in people. Like an investment in the right people in your tour is an investment in yourself as an artist. And you're going to see things changing, especially for our community. The quality of musicians that there are in Kenya right now are not going to sing for you in
bars.
No, I'm just saying in environments
that
are not very professional. Like if you look at Kodong Clan, they play live. Everybody on that roster is a live musician.
Yep. Yeah.
The musician of the now is a live musician. So let's not take them back. And let me tell you something, when the kids who are coming to do this shit in a way we've never seen.
Wow, so let's go to tayari.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I want to remind the listeners that you're tuned into the One Mic Show. We have Bien in studio. His US tour kicks off tomorrow at DC's Howard Theater. The tour is on a tight 12-day schedule, and then it heads to Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas, and ends in Seattle, Washington on the 26th of May. And what we are learning is that Seattle is not just a stronghold, but they are also streaming more. They've also bought all the tickets. Murima imeguswa. Murima imeguswa huko.
Iliguzwa vizuri wakasema let us invest.
So actually shout out to Seattle.
Yeah.
You are the first city to sell out.
And even when we played with Simon Okello, like a Madaraka tour, Seattle, the venue was like how many thousand people? Like
wow,
thousands. The biggest, for Madaraka Fest.
It was massive. So
wow, okay. Haya, sawa. Ndio hiyo hapo mnasikia sasa. Again, remember to get your tickets.
Ali, I wanted to dandia what Bandia had started on.
Yes,
on the rehearsal.
Go ahead.
Question. So I remember when you guys came out with your Soulfest lineup for last year, right? And one of my very close friends, Charisma, was booked, and he was like, so Buddha, itabidi nipende gym sana kwa sababu ile contract imeandikiwa, right?
Yeah.
There was a contract on what rehearsal they're supposed to be, how fit they're supposed to be, wafai kuumia sijui unaenda ku ride bike kucheza Honda na nini and everything. So my question comes to when from the moment you tie up and when you decide to come up with the lineup for festival, do you sit down and think in terms of, is this an artist who's gonna stick to what I demand for in a contract? Is this an artist who I know is gonna put more effort, not just for this concert, but it's somebody who will pick up everything that is written in this concert and put it into their music? As in, how do you look at it?
We just first curate the show. The format for Soulfest last year was we're going to do rumba music that comes from independence until now, and then we're going to do another set that's going to be urban tone music, because urban tone music really killed the scene for like last year. They're still killing it. So any artist who fits in that bracket is somebody who we wanted to work with, because Soulfest is not a festival that artists are coming to play and leave. It's a production. To mean that it's a production now, it means it has many moving parts. For all those moving parts to work, you have to show up for all rehearsals. If you don't show up for rehearsals, I'm hitting your wallet.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's a fine.
Damn.
Because you're going to affect the end product of what you're trying to achieve.
Yes, understood.
If you don't come to work here, guys, you're going to be given a penalty by the company.
That's true.
Why don't those rules adhere in the music industry? Why are people going to... If right now I don't show up for work for I don't know how much, it's going to hit my pocket.
Correct.
And it should. So for artists, I think because we're used to such a secular way of working where we don't have those, you know, that we don't want to look like we're. Come on, I don't look at mini mitiaji, but the investment that they put on that stage, guys, the production costs me like 60 something million shillings.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
So don't waste my money.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because putting that together, the outfits alone, nguo peke yake, 5 million.
And the sound was amazing.
Sound peke yake ni 7 million. When you look at what's at stake, and what somebody who is on the other side is paying for a ticket, they must see magic on that stage.
Man, I tell you when.
So I told Charisma, the contract is not a slavery contract. It's just must say, guys, show up for rehearsal. There's going to be 5 rehearsals.
Yes.
And the last 2 are going to be dress rehearsals, and you have to commit to those dates. If you have a show in the middle of that, and you tell me in advance, not me, like you tell the production in advance.
Yeah.
Who are we to stop you? See, you go.
Yeah, we'll work around.
Yeah,
we'll work around that.
you.
Yeah.
What we don't want is this indiscipline and disrespect.
Okay.
Nobody has time for that.
True.
Okay. So kuna another side of BN the businessman, because watu wanajua BN msanii, you know, very cool guy. kuna another side.
No, cool businessman.
BN hapana.
Nimetu me show up to.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard work kukuwa msanii ati watu wanapenda
Yeah.
Ni kushow up.
Okay.
Alafu pia I want any artist who comes on Soulfest. I want Soulfest to be the place where people grow. If you look at the artists who performed in Soulfest last year, now they're performing with bands.
Correct.
I go to watch them in Nairobi now. I'm like, hey, jamaa siku hizi anacheza na band. Ananiambia, hey, mazee tangu Soulfest sijaacha kucheza na band tena.
Oh, quite
tangu
interesting.
Soulfest niko na sound engineer.
Yeah.
Like they pick something from the festival. They pick some of them. Since Soulfest, I was making a joke to my friend Kibunja, who was the MC. I was like, Kibunja mazee, unafanza kutrain gym. Kibunja sasa kutoka Soulfest mpaka sahi hajaacha kutrain.
Oh wow.
Actually nani wote, all of them are in the gym.
Charisma nilimwambia Charisma wewe unataka kuwa msexy hapa na kuwa. Dem guy atakubobekea. Charisma siku hizi ana train na mwana squat 120.
Okay.
So yani mtu akihave experience ya Soulfest inamfaa kumeka a better artist.
So literally is becoming Luya hit.
Exactly. Like I want people to not look at it as wala seni watiaji. No, I want people to say that's the place where I grew the most.
And then the one thing that he actually says a lot of his music or how he is as an artist is thanks to you.
Man, I'm blessed.
On things you tell him on the side, how you coach him how to do this with this, and he holds you to a very high regard.
I love that boy so much.
And there's one thing that I think I would also like to ask is that you mentioned Kodong Clan, right? And hands down, very talented young man. Very, very super talented young man. Now the thing is that kind of music is big in Kenya. Huku bado haija penetrate vizuri. Watu bado hawajanini. So what are some of the things, some of the ways we can, because you honestly said it, like if the music that is coming out from Kenya, and this is one thing I told these guys, zile ngoma zinatoka Kenya this year mjui.
It's too much. Kenya is in a beautiful place now. Previously, we always looked for our sound wasn't rooted in our culture. Our sound was rooted in American culture. Our sound was rooted in Jamaican culture. Our sound was rooted in UK culture. But now there's a resurgence of people loving their own music, their own culture. There's festivals like Ngemi Festival, which is a pure Kikuyu festival. And it has like 10,000 people plus. It's massive.
Wow.
Kosto Juang selling out. Luya Festival selling out. There's a whole thing. And it's not taking us back to our tribal cocoons. What's happening is that our music is now being made. Like the biggest song in the world is Mwaki.
Yes.
Imagine, that's a Kikuyu song. So like, it's taking us back to our culture. And I think when we start making music from our culture going out, we are going to see a change even in our audience, because now we become more interesting. And when we were touring with Sauti Sol in Europe, we had already crossed over, man. I was seeing like maybe 30% Kenyans in the audience. Wazungu wameja. The crossover was happening. So that's going to happen here as well. And I think what the artists need to do is also show intention. So for example, Kodong needs to already be working on a P1 visa to come perform in America. But also our diaspora, thank you for the ones who have bought tickets. show out for us so that we have big cultural moments. The reason why Nigerian music is where it is because they've had big cultural moments. This same Howard Theatre, Sibana Boy played here in 2017, 2019.
Yes.
He played there. It was a big cultural moment for Nigeria. Likewise, when we start to do it now and we make it frequent, we'll have big cultural moments.
Let me ask.
Okay.
No, I wanted to ask her, you know, I think also we ourselves can be and should be ambassadors.
Exactly.
And it's a discussion we've always had here pertaining to the role DJs play in exporting or facilitating the music to spread. So I'll give an example, by the way. And by the way, my soon to be 9-year-old daughter, when I told her that I was coming, we were interviewing you, she was like, oh my God, she loves Sauti Sol.
Wow.
She loves you guys, and by the way, you at least have to sing for her something. At least Nemo can say that my dad had
lakini chungu usiandikiwe invoice. Unajua bia ni business.
Yeah, relax.
So later what was sold generation hapa you generate.
So case in point, there's a mix that Shinsky made. Sauti Sol mix.
Yeah.
So whenever we are I'm in Kenya and we are traveling, hiyo ndio mix tulikuwa tunacheza. Like from coast tonight we'd have other mixes. So like even the mixes and the songs, they know that. When I get so I think also DJs should, how pivotal are DJs in and especially speaking of DJs like that one over there in that corner over there.
There's a role. I mean, you guys are here, so you guys are the first people who are going to, you know, DJs. Your job is not to play what people like. Your job, a DJ is a taste maker. A DJ is a curator.
Break music.
So a DJ is your job is to break music. And when I'm in the club, I need to hear a song I've never heard before that I'm going to Shazam. Well, so in your spheres of influence, even if you take like and DJs are also meant to make their own music. So right now, a DJ can take a track ya ngoma, like easy vibe, you even make a remix that is just yours. Yeah, you can make your own remix of a song, and those are the things that, you know, propel the music and take it to the next level. So DJs have a role, but you know who has a bigger role is you and everyday people in America, diaspora. When you're going to work, over lunch, you're sharing music with someone with your desk. Oh yeah, this artist is coming to. Yeah, you know what? Let me buy your ticket. Come check out some East African music.
Vile tunabebanga hizi bracelets.
Yeah, exactly. The bracelet you wear, like how you wear Kenya on your sleeve, has to reflect.
Wow.
So you spoke about this being a big cultural moment, or rather, we need to create a cultural moment, because the question has always been. We've seen how the Nigerians did it, and see tumekaa hapa US muda mrefu sana, hata we cannot reveal how long we've been here. Most of us came right after high school.
Cheza chini.
Yeah, mi nimepiga 22 years and I'm one of the youngest here. Mi na Mika in this room we are among the youngest here in America.
Oh my
Hao
God.
wengine wamekaa sijui for how long. Let's not even, some of them even came I think with Pan Am Airlines, but hiyo ni story for another day. So we saw we saw this Mika cheza chini. We saw this Nigerian wave, you know, like from when it was nothing to when it started growing, when Kina P Square used to come and perform in his halls na nini. Like we literally saw it pick up,
correct,
and just explode.
Yes, it did.
To a point where it was now out of control. Yeah. Like it was playing on American radio, ilikuwa tu kila pahali. And I think there was a time when I would say, if we were not at par, maybe we were even above them, you know, like when so many Kenyan artists used to tour the US between ukoma 2004, 2003, 2004, mpaka around 2010. There was a golden age for a lot of Kenyan artists touring. Then things just...
it's just a cycle. Everything is a cycle, you know?
Yeah.
Nigerians, the diaspora have owned their music.
Yeah.
Owners.
So how what does owning you look like? Because
owning is coming to the concerts.
Okay.
As I've said, in your everyday life, share the music, invite people for the show, buy the merch, everything you do, stream the music at the least. If you can't come for the show, just stream the music, because even by streaming the music, it's money
to your pocket.
Streams here count as US streams. and
Na ziko na more
10
money.
times worth the streams at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So even just for by streaming
Or the
alone,
algorithm.
yeah.
Wow.
And then also, I know you guys are raising kids in America.
Yeah.
But we're learning. Don't raise kids who are cultureless. Put your kids onto your music. Nigerians, their kids are growing up listening to Nigerian music in their houses. The Spanish and the Mexicans.
Preach.
Same
Say it again. Say
That's
it
in their
again,
houses.
boss. Say it again.
Kenya is the only country where we brag that our kids don't speak Swahili.
Yeah, you know.
Somalis will speak Somali across the world.
Yeah.
I have relatives who their kids don't speak Swahili. My sister beats her kids up in Swahili. Yo, ndakuchapa sai they understand. So I think that's something we also need to do, man. We need to. Yeah, my sister lives in America, and her kids, like when she starts talking, where you just know, hey, they know.
Yeah.
But it needs to go beyond that. So like, put them onto the music so that the culture is kept alive.
100%.
Yeah.
And you talked about language. When you start with the language, it's easier now to build upon these other things because that's the first thing you teach your child.
Yeah.
You teach your child what language they're gonna speak. So when you start with the language, and I can tell you from experience, like even from family, nephews and nieces, because in our extended family here in the US, we are a bit very strict on the language. Nyumbani hakuna kuongea kizungu. It is so strict that people get very surprised when they see kids who are 12, 13 years old, who've been born here, grown up here, na wanaongea Kiswahili.
That's beautiful.
Yes. So when you do that, even wao ndo wanakuambia, oh, by the way, umesikiza hii ngoma hata we mwenyewe wendo unaenda mtu unajua ngoma za Kenya, yeye ndo anakuambia, oh, by the way, umesikiza hii ngoma. So that's
it's not a flex.
Yeah.
It's not a flex that your kids don't speak.
No,
It's
it is not.
Yeah.
It is absolutely not. All right. I want to remind the listeners that you tuned into the One Mic Show. I'm your host and producer, Ali Badawi. We are talking to Kenya's award-winning artist, Bien, about his US tour that kicks off tomorrow in DC's Howard Theatre. The tour is on a 12-day tight schedule. From DC, it heads to Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas.
At Cincy what?
Cincinnati.
Wait, Minneapolis.
Eh?
You guys need to get tickets. That's the only show that's not selling proper yet.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, so sold by my promoter to come here and say Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Wakisi wako wapi?
So yes.
Where are you guys?
Yeah.
tutafute Hulda.
Yes. By the way, yes, we have a US state representative who's a Kenyan, Hulda Momanyi.
In Minneapolis.
And we will make sure
the first and only one.
all those people who voted for her.
Yeah.
Yes, voters what wakuje naye.
Hulda.
Yes, Hulda.
You can speak in this one.
Yes, so Hulda.
Come for the show.
Yes, kabisa.
Because Minneapolis is a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
I love that city so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we are playing a beautiful venue there. I'd love to sell it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
for the
Minneapolis,
culture,
yeah, now tickets ziko dukeconcept.com/bn.
Go on my page
Ah.
and the link is on my bio.
So on your page, on your Instagram
On my
page.
yes.
So go to Bien's Instagram page. The link is on the bio. Please get the tickets. Sell out. Seattle wame sell out. Seattle wame sell
Mlima
out.
liguzwa.
Dallas wako 90 something percent.
Yeah.
Boston wame sell out.
Mlima imeguzwa.
New York wako 85%.
DC pia tuna lag kidogo.
DC mnakam. I
Yeah.
know ni Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tuna change user behavior.
Yeah.
No, watu wa DC wamezoea party za weekdays. No, DC,
Okay, so
no,
DC
yeah,
pull up.
yeah,
DC
pull up.
Lakini unajua, even guys, I just want to let you know, we are still doing incredibly well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo mfuko iko sawa.
Mfuko
Yeah.
inakuanga sawa.
Inakuanga sawa.
But I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
I've not come on this tour to make money.
Okay.
Yeah, this tour is not
Okay.
going to break my bank.
Okay.
No. But this tour is going to set a precedence for how our music will move in this
Okay.
market
Yes.
forever.
Now at the end of the tour, what is it that you'll see that you'll say this tour has been
At the
successful?
end of
If
the
money is
tour,
not
we have the
yeah.
numbers. Now
Yeah.
we can go to Live Nation and tell them, go, look, we sold out all these venues. They can give us a tour advance to do this tour better. Now when we come back with bigger production. We come back with a bigger band. We come back with dancers. We come back with a proper production that represents Kenya. I can bring my size to jump on that stage.
Wow.
And give you guys an experience that is just beyond now even the songs. only.
Teacher.
Yeah.
That's the future.
Teacher, what is the tour advance?
You know, if you sign with Rock Nation or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
Live Nation, sorry.
Yes.
they can give you an advance based on your ticket sales. Kama we sell out all 8 venues last time, it means that they can come and advance you because they know you're a msemo you're sell out. So una sign deal now ya tours kadhaa.
Okay.
Lakini hizo tours sasa unacheki msanii sasa niko hapa hivi niko na more budget kucheza nayo kuongeza production yangu.
Yes.
Because sasa inafanya production based on tu zile resources ziko.
Yeah.
Na bado ita slap.
So you're saying that
ita slap even more.
More guys.
So imagine nikiwa na budget na bring experience Soulfest yote niweka kwa stage.
Na by the anybody who didn't go to Soulfest enda YouTube uangalie videos za Soulfest.
Mika wacha stories za Soulfest.
Mimi naambia tu ukweli.
Uliniwacha.
Mimi nakwambia ukweli, si ati kapo ama niliwaambia hata before niliwaambia usiku na nilikuwatumia video mkaona.
You did say Mika.
Okay. Sasa hapa kuna Mtanzania anatusikiza analeta comment moja ya kizushi. Anasema sasa strategies za Bien huwezi kufananisha na za Willy Paul. Na tutaiwachia hapo. Alafu hiyo tutaiwachia hapo ni Haithan Habib. Amesema hivyo alafu
nimekusikia by the way.
Alafu anasema alafu Habib anasema this guy is too mature even business wise. He's open minded pia. Too humble bana. He's a complete package na asiseme ati next generation should come and take the music to arena. We are here to push him.
Exactly. Tuende kwa arena basi. Mimi mwenyewe bibi mwenye unaniona hivi naenda Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Hii
ukienda Europe sasa.
Hapana. Nasema hii jani tuko sasa hii safari
Correct.
ni ya kwenda Madison Square Garden.
Ndio hiyo safari nilikuwa nakuuliza hiyo ngoma.
Na tutaijaza na si wa Kenya peke yake. Tutaijaza na wa Mexico na wazungu na tutakoresha crossover hiyo time.
Kila mtu
ataingia hapo hivyo kwa muziki ya Kenya, lakini Kenya itakuwa on stage itakuwa East African itakuwa Kenya. Inaenda kufanyika. Don't sleep on the bicycle.
Don't sleep on the bicycle. Okay.
Haina balance.
Haya.
Wewe nje.
Hapa kwanza shout out to Brenda BK. Brenda BK is tuned in all the way from Houston. Thank you so much also for making this happen. Brenda anasema any consideration for Soul Fest Diaspora Edition?
It would be amazing. It would be amazing by the way. I know you guys would love Soul Fest Diaspora Edition. Hiyo ni growth. But kuna hesabu zingine zinafaa kuchezwa hapo. You know okay, let me just give you those are hotels. First of all,
multiple rooms.
Those are hotels, those are flights. Those are visa applications
at 18k per.
Not 18k per. 18k
mabasi za kumove equipment.
P1 itakuwa. How much is the P1 visa? Like $2,000.
So hiyo O1 na P1 hizo ni visa tofauti hizo hapo.
Hiyo ni performance.
P1 ni performance.
Okay.
O1 ni sasa ni a special mimi naweza kuja kuishi America sasa. Nifanye tu kazi hapa.
Okay.
Ni kama green card ya wasanii.
Damn. Okay. Na hizo Trump hajafikia hizo bado.
Kwanza hizo
namepatia.
Hizo ni muhimu.
Hizo ni muhimu. Hizo
video itakuwa I would love, that's the vision guys. But tuanze na hii Howard tuijaze.
Yes.
Tuanze na hii tour tuisell out. Alafu utaona hizo vitu zikikam
zitakuja tu pole pole.
Angalia bana boy kwa stage na watu karibu 50. Ilianza na yeye perform tu hiyo. So
correct.
We already see we have the blue.
But there's elianza kwa clubs za New York.
By the way, Bana Boy tumemwona akiperform hizi club ndogo ndogo, alikuwa anakuja na kapa US sometimes hata 3 months.
Hata wa Kenya washaimbook. Wakampeleka kwa hole in the wall kingine huko Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. Like checky guys. Wakenya washaimbook Bana Boy.
Walibook Bana Boy.
Kitambo sana.
Wanaita nimejama zizi. But anyway, you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Tunaanza guys, these are the baby steps. I love the vision she has to see Soul Fest go in the diaspora.
Okay. Na sasa
I think it will work with something like a sevens.
Like LA7s. LA7s
when you have
mbaya.
Curated, everyone is in one space.
Because moving it around too much.
Understood.
Idea planted because 7s hii tumetoka juzi.
Hiyo ni 7s.
Hizo bado 7s tena cheki. 7s zinafanyika kuna bashka 8. Watu wamevunjiza mabash. Yaani hawezi shikana tu tufanye festival moja ya 7s.
Unakumbuka ile swali yako ukisema mbona hawezi shikana.
Sasa bien ukileta Soul Fest ama tukifikia level tunaweza kuleta Soul Fest. Hiyo hapo itaua any 8 bashes that are there. Yeah, because 7th ilishika, you know, the players
the
came.
aim is not to kill the 7 bashes. The aim is to work with the 7 bashes.
Is to work with the 7 bashes to make.
Kuna watu wangapi hapo by the way? How many people go to Vegas for 7s like in terms of all our numbers?
So I think at its peak, I think tulikuwa tunagonga zaidi ya watu 5,000.
$5,000.
Yes.
Yeah, in
absolutely.
Vegas.
Yes.
Is there a venue in LA that has like $5,000?
Five. That takes
Can do
5,000.
like a theater. Greek
Yeah.
theater. How many people?
Because when
5,000,
yeah.
If you get all $5,000 of those people in the Greek theater, that's crazy.
Yes. And then ikiwa imekuwa packaged na kuna Solfest ina come, even more people are gonna
will
come.
It's true.
Even more people are
you
gonna
curate
come.
it around the 7s. Yes, it
Yes,
definitely will
because
work.
because I was talking to Kaka alikuwa LA, and I was talking to him. He was telling me at the peak, you know, like zile siku alianzaga San Diego na nini. LA ilikuwa LA first before in the San Diego, and then it come Vegas. Yeah, there used to be, you know, like they would get thousands of people at night.
Yes.
But sasa problem ya ku spread bash kama 10 is that you
you
have
spread the audience.
You're spreading
you
everybody.
Do you know why Vegas survived with
And because I remember there's a year in Vegas. Whiskey has been booked by one party.
Yes.
And then the other party had booked.
Yes.
Whiskey as well, yeah. The next day.
No, there was ilikuwa techno. Was it techno?
No. Techno was a different year. Whiskey year there was
Spice G.
there was no DeMarco.
DeMarco, yeah.
Yeah.
Mbona mkumbuka wasanii wa Kenya tumejam?
There was DeMarco. And so actually BN hiyo time ilifika mahali mpaka watu wakasema unajua nini, itabidi mlete watu wa Kenya sasa, mwache kuleta watu wengine.
Actually people say
like
that.
watu wenye waliteta.
Yeah, people say that.
Watu waliteta.
Yeah, cause nakumbuka ilikuwa hiyo ndio ilikuwa Sean Paul.
Ilikuwa what caused it was the year that techno was booked by 2 camps.
2 different camps.
Two different camps, yes.
Friday on one and Saturday the other. Yes.
Alipokea pesa kote.
Imagine. Hapo ni kwa mapromoter walichomeka kwanza.
So, well,
we can't speak for them. We can't speak for them.
Because wasanii kwa book pia ni expensive.
Yes,
correct. Pia anyway, lakini cheki, to each their own. Unajua pia hii ni biashara pia.
Yes.
Na hiyo time haiko ina make business sense kuita mmoja wetu.
Yeah.
No, Vegas ilikuwa ina make business sense.
Red Sun used to live here.
Ilikuwa ina make business.
Lakini sawa tu mshaona Red.
I mean, no, but we were
so
wasanii walikuwa.
Mine is I want our market to understand the business of promotion and take it to the next level. Who you bring is up to you, man.
Yeah,
correct.
Know the data.
Yeah.
Correct.
Understand the data.
You can decide to bring techno. Hey, bring Wiz. Hey, if you want to book BN, hey, but come correct.
Now sticking to that business side, bado diasporans hapa watu na buy mabroti nyingi sana in real estate in Kenya. There's been people who've been asking questions about investing in music. And people don't know how to do it. You know, like if you want to invest in the creative industry in Kenya, kuna watu hapa who have so much money, they want to invest in the creative industry, but they don't understand like how to get started. Or is this even a thing that's possible, for diasporans?
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. I mean, like, so I can only speak from the businesses that I have.
Yeah.
And all businesses that are related to music are cash intensive. But the ROI is there. If you look at the artists who have mentored, you can see that's the ROI.
Yeah.
Like you can monetize an artist, you can monetize an influencer, you can do all of those things. So anybody who wants to have that kind of conversation, I know this is not the platform where I can like open up the books and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are opportunities. The first thing is just, guys, and I know I've said this enough. The first investment you can make in art as a diaspora is just buying tickets and coming to the venues.
Okay.
That is the beginning of a crossover that can now see all of us make money. You know, the economy around coming to watch a show is money transfer, is products, is so many things that we're marketing to our people. So let's first of all put the people in the hall.
So buy tickets.
When those people are in the hall, we can sell anything to them. Am I making sense?
No, you're making sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you're totally making sense.
Yeah, and then it doesn't only have to be like someone coming to invest in my record label or in my academy. You know, it can be somebody who has a product that they want to ship home, and it can be a fast-moving consumer good that has BN on the white label, is a white label thing that has BN on the cover, and we are selling.
Okay.
So if you are in the diaspora and you have a lot of money and you've identified a product that you want to sell, and
you can partner.
Can help. Yeah, we can partner, man.
Okay.
We can do a rev share split,
Mm-hmm.
and we do that kind of business.
Okay.
Because I know the business of music is something that if you're not in if you come out in the music industry, now your passion, unaweza kosa kuinvest in it.
Yeah.
But everybody needs toilet paper, everybody needs water.
Toilet paper ya bien.
Mwenye mtaamua. Mwenye mtaamua. Mkisema jiki, mimi naenda kwenye do iko. Unataka kunipatia $300k nikupushie maji. Na ipush.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Umesema inaitwa topless water. Hauna wasiwasi.
Topless water. Tunasukuma topless water tunajimwagia maji kila nipatia trust.
Yeah.
So the thing is just like as to think beyond, we can also think money transfer. I see a lot of people who are like doing the money transfer services or remittance.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
A lot of remittance companies can plug into the art.
Okay.
And I would love to see more companies of that nature coming to support the touring business.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's how we're going to be able to scale our productions. That's how we're going to be able to create experiences that will have more people coming.
Yeah. Because nimeona kuna itwa nimeona Kenya Airways.
KQ mazee, shout out school bus yangu mazee. Jamaa amenipea tickets za tour zangu zote mazee. Mi yani
wow.
Niko so blessed guys. As an artist I know I have to move. To be a global artist you have to move all the time.
Correct.
And man KQ has just come through for me man.
So umechapa hiyo flight ya mpaka JFK?
Sina hiyo ndo nimekam nayo.
Nice.
14 hours.
Okay.
Nimelala business nimenyosha kiti hivi, miguu juu.
Na wifi hakuna.
Hakuna wifi. Check at that point now you're road dogging life.
Hapa swali usichome.
Lakini ina kama
Are you an international artist?
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Okay. Haya. Sawa.
Interview fulani nilicheki.
Yaani swali niko unauliza
swali
kwa Amerika. Unauliza swali kwa Amerika.
Imagine.
Now kitu kingine bien because najua time zako ndo hizo lazima ndo kapumzike. No scandals. No drama. No noise. No nasema umekuwa kwa industry for a very very long time. Nakumbuka yani tangu siku za Lazizi. It is a very very long time. I think now it's approaching, is it almost 18 19, I don't even know how many years. Ni kitambo sana. But all this time tumekuwa tukingoja ka scandal kaanguke hivi kabien tuongee
ama kuna vile wewe ulipa watu brown envelope
because the industry and the reason why tunauliza is wewe manage to stay out of these scandals in an industry that thrives with scandals and made up side shows. Like it's a big thing within the industry.
But I think what he has done is actually a blueprint.
Wait, let me how have you been able to stay away from it being in this industry?
I have a lot of mentorship from Nameless.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And Nameless has showed me that there's another way to live your life that has more profit than a scandalous life.
True that.
Wow.
Nameless doesn't have to do a song for the rest of his life. Nameless was my next door neighbor.
South B.
Not South B, in Kilimani.
Okay.
I lived COVID time, like 2019, 2020. I was his next door neighbor.
Okay.
I never saw him in any weekend. He was always booked. Nameless has bookings throughout life.
Correct.
And it's quiet money. It's money that doesn't make noise. You know, and he's not going to pay it high.
Yeah.
What is
it's
it?
high profile gigs, it's corporate gigs, it's what, but the Nameless is in his bag. His family is in check. He's a happy guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of these other things, the stage where I would have done those things has passed. Yeah. And now I just need to focus on the bag. You know, my wife is my manager. She's a rock in my life. And you guys, like that chick rides for me heavy.
Yeah.
I've been able to grow so much career-wise because she's by my side.
Nice.
I value that relationship so hard.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything any chick can give me right now to make me do some scandalous shit.
Where? Unajua kwa tuned in hapa.
It's okay. No, we're good.
Do some scandalous things.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
There's no money in it.
Yeah.
If there was money in scandal, I would have done it.
Ungekuwa ndani.
Ningekuwa na pesa imekula hapo juu ya meza.
Yeah.
Pigo jamaa ngumi na muingia ngumi mbaya sana. Hakunanga dogo hizo vitu.
Yeah.
Alafu hizo vitu cheki. The grace that gets you somewhere is the grace that keeps you there. If you center your life around scandals. That's what people are going to be coming to you for. And you're going to have to keep on doing those scandals to keep them there.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mimi, I never promised anybody a scandal, so I'll give you songs. People will come to my page for songs.
Yeah.
I think that's just
Okay. Haya, sawa sawa.